How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting. Welcome back to Cooking Companions, where things just keep happening. I didn't even start yet. I was gonna wait till I got to at least the loading screen, but now it's in black and white, so I have no idea what's gonna happen when I click the language. All I know is that this is just insane. Yeah. So last time we left off, we kind of got to an ending ish. I mean, it kind of implied that like if you got through like a gauntlet of like nightmare mode, whatever that meant. It meant that you would get to like the special trumpets after episode. And it looks like we got to there. I'm guessing the only thing that seemed to really matter was that we we found cabbage in the bathroom and we rejected the spirit's offer of a kind of a ritual that was supposed to undo things and change the order of stuff. And we said no, and so now we're in a new thing. So yeah, let's see what today's pretty much going to be me exploring whatever's left of that content, and then we're going to go from there. I think we're probably close to an ending, but then again, this game's been teasing endings since episode 2, so I mean, who knows really, right? All right, let's jump in, see what happens. Ugh. Okay, sound effects were weird. It's such a strange... It's so weird. I'm gonna wait. I want to wait and see if anything creepy happens in the opening like it does normally. Oh. Okay. Seems different. Like, it sounds the same, but there's no voices this time. I'd kill for a translation. Alright, I'll probably move on here in a second. We gotta understand too, like, I have surround sound. Like, it sounds like they're standing in a big circle around me. Alright, so that now sounds like it's like repeating. Okay. Alright. That was a little long, but not unexpected. So it feels like it's the same audio, but it wasn't overlaid with like the whispering that was going on top of it originally. Like, it sounds like it was like an enhanced version of what we originally heard, and just much more plainly an actual language being spoken. So I don't know if the original might have been in that reverse state like I thought it was. It just kind of like distorted. Or that one, like I'm guessing if you understood Russian, or maybe it could be like just another of the Scandinavian bloc. So like Norwegian, Polish. No, maybe not Polish, but like from that part of the world, like, which I don't know. Like, I can't tell the difference. Like, I just don't have that experience or just understanding. So yeah, I wonder if there's a place I can go where I can get a translation of what that was. Anyway, let's load up. Oh, okay, yeah, there are different pages. Cool. So I'm curious what would happen if I loaded one of these older saves. Now that we're in this weird black and white thing, but I'm guessing it would just revert to whatever it is. So let's jump back to where we were with the chompettes and see what happens.
Cabbage!
For the first lesson, let's talk about that nasty oven. One of us is baked into a crust. You threw half of it away without hesitation. Raspberry, I feel like she was the one we were watching through the eyes of. Like, the girl, she hates us. Human life is completely disposable to you. That's enough! I seem to have lost my place in the teaching curriculum.
Ooh, cabbage!
Let's talk about the cauldron instead. The first cauldron discovery dates back to the Bronze Age, which took place at 3100 BC or to 300 BC. You can see a cauldron as a famous work of the Garden of Earthly Delight. Wait a minute, was the Bronze Age really that late? I thought the Bronze Age ended before that, but maybe not. I don't know. God, I don't know my history as well. I think I used to know that a lot better, but I think it's just been so long since I've actually thought about it that I don't know. Like, I'm willing to believe it, but like I feel like that's a little too recent for the Bronze Age to have been concluded. Oh well. Where a Birdman is wearing one like a crown as he eats up and poops people down like into a hellhole below. That's interesting. Yikes! Wouldn't want to fall into that hellhole. Most of us were placed in this cauldron, stewing for a day straight. The smell was so foul. Clung to all the linings in the cabin. Absolutely revolting.
Cabbage?
Raspberry? Need to speak with you for a minute, in private. The two awkwardly leave for the bedroom, slamming the door behind them. By the way, also, see, there's the grayscale of the text box, too. You can hear Cabbage chewing out Raspberry. What is another name for Brussels sprouts? Cabbage Patch Kids! Bread, that wasn't even a pun. Or a joke. It was more like a stalling! Cabbage and Raspberry join the group again.
Cabbage?
Raspberry, is there something you'd like to say?
Raspberry!
There is, Cabbage. You've committed crimes against humanity. You're a scourge of the earth sent to punish us. Cabbage may forgive you, but I never will. Wow, look at the time. This concludes Chumpet's cabin courses. Did you learn anything this time? Or did you just loaf around? Ho ho ho. Are you remembering it yet? Join me in the boiling water sometime. Really loosens the meat off them old bones. Right in that nasty oven. There's nothing but a big pile of ashes in the oven. Have you seen that knife? Wait, so who's missing? Oh, potato. Yikes! Big enough to cleave cabbage in two. Still leftovers in here. Dig in. The rules are different for people that die in the cabin. Everyone that does will know the kitchen well. The lucky ones are dead when cooked. The others have told us what you did to them. How many generations died brutally at your hands before you gave up? Was it your arthritis that stopped you, or did you eventually feel remorse? See, we're some kind of like eternal being of like cannibalism. More like what I honestly guess this is that if this is like this could be like a folklore boogeyman type story, you know? Like a weird being, like maybe like a witch or a ghoul living in a cabin that like invites like lost strangers in and then slowly devours them. But why would you have that? Well, if you're living in a place that has very extreme weathers, I mean, even in the history of the United States, there have been documented accounts like the Donner Party of cannibalism in desperate times. It's kind of a horror story. And in the case of the Donner Party, no one survived, if I recall correctly. Like, even those who succumbed eventually, like, ran out of food and just died. So there were no survivors, but the last stragglers all had become cannibals in order to try and make it. Like, the soldier troops that found the cabin, like, talked about how, like, disturbing it was to find a house full of like bones, but what was more disturbing was how they saw gnaw marks, human bite marks on the bones. And it's like, ugh. So like, what if this is a way of like kind of a cultural boogeyman as a like fall for the cases throughout history, which I like inevitably must have happened, where people had to succumb to cannibalism to survive. Maybe in order to help them rejoin society, they came up with a story of like a boogeyman that forced them to do it. And that there's this being who's just out there to catch stragglers, you know, like it's like something to scare kids into being good kids and to not wandering off at night and getting lost. You know, but what it really is it's a kind of a cultural like washing over of the brutalness of survival. That's enough. Yeah, I agree. Thanks for playing along today. It was fun to revisit some old topics. Let's sleep on some of this, shall we? We've made your bed. Sweet dreams. Okay, cooking companions. All right, so it's doing another credit roll. That's the thing. I don't know if this is going to be the real thing. Oh, like Onion Woman on Radio and Creepy Basement Voice with Emma Breezy. And again, this is pretty impressive. Like considering it looks like it was made by like a really small group. I wonder if this was like a game jam or something. I'm always a big fan of game jams just because of like they can tend to pull off some really impressive things in such a short amount of time. I wish I could somehow join a game jam, but I had no skills to offer a game jam. Turnip and cornbread artist. Wait. Turnip and cornbread. Have we seen turnip and cornbread? I don't feel like we saw characters named turnip and cornbread. Monster 6. White face. Yeah, like, I don't know, maybe, like, there's other stuff I get to explore in the game, but, like, it's making references to stuff I have no idea is even in the game. Alright, well, let's see what happens. Because, again, we've had this happen, like, 4 times now, so I don't trust this for a second. Yeah, come on. Come on. Alright, Kickstarter backers again. Yeah. You're not likely to recognize anything in here, but you never know. Sometimes I find like creators like I follow on like YouTube who back various projects and their names pop up in here, and various things, which is always fun to see. But I'm not currently seeing any of that. Anyway, well, thanks again. I think I've said thanks before, but I always want to say thank you. Anyone who backed projects like this, gave them that, you know, that a little bit of like love and support when it was just a concept and like helped make these things happen. It's a risk. There's a lot of projects that don't go anywhere or are so much less than what you expect. And so like it's always fun to see that like for some people that they help support something that I genuinely have enjoyed. It's terrifying, but like this has been a good experience in my opinion. Something really just enjoyable to go through. Every Twitch and YouTube streamer, every TikTok hashtag cooking companions. Yeah, I guess and you. Yeah, I technically was in that YouTube streamer section. Yeah, I'm glad. Okay, here we go again. I expect one of these times the deer's either going to be dead or it's going to jump at the screen or something. All right, game, what do you got for me this time? Welcome to New Game Plus. Of course. This playthrough will have different dialogue, events, and decisions to make. Anatoly, Gregor, and Karin will start with 3 hearts each. Use this opportunity to max out relationships. Would highly recommend you create a manual save file right now for this shorter playthrough. Okay, so shorter playthrough. You know what? Sure. Let's start this. And we'll see what New Game Plus offers us, right? Unfortunately, Mariah will not be available to max, sorry. Aw, hey, I maxed her before anyway. Thank you for playing Cooking Companions. We hope you enjoyed the experience. Oh, almost forgot. Jump scare mode activated. Cool. Just kidding, Dear Dream Studios. You can feel someone approaching. Wake up. I said, wake up. Here we go again. Fetch me. That actually is genuinely terrifying. You can't keep pretending anymore. Always Mary. How could I be? I was the last to die. You tried to reply, but instead having the coughing fit. Cough harder. I can see your jugular vein pumping. Pick your last words carefully. I don't find fruit intimidating, or... I'm sorry, Raina. Yeah? I don't believe you. Prove it by getting rid of potato. Do that, we're even. Getting rid of potato might be a fatal decision. Raina has bluffed before. Well, is potato leaving the cabin? Traitor. Oh, did I absolutely just mess that up? Nope. Maybe not. Oh, cool. Okay. What is happening? It's like, I can't guess this game. Okay, so I can choose now. So I've done normally, nightmare mode, and chomp bets, new game plus. I could just reload that save, I'm guessing. Okay, yeah. So I just literally picked the wrong one and died. Okay, wake up, wake up. How could I be? I was the last one to die. Cough harder. Pick your last words carefully. I don't find fruit intimidating. I'm going to ruin that other eye of yours. Don't look away. You're not scared of me? You shake your head. Fine. Goodbye, wretch. Alright. Yeah, okay, so this is where we're starting off. This is why you can't, like, bond with Mariah. But that's the thing, is like, in my playthrough, I got her to max already. Karin, Anatoly, Gregor, I'll keep us alive. I promise. That's the thing, is like, it sounds like she volunteered. Like, she knew what this was. Everyone watches Mariah leave the cabin. The silence is deafening. Dear Dream Studios presents, yet again, Cooking Companions. After the three go to bed, you finally have an opportunity to use the bathroom. Candle blew out. You grasp blindly along the floor until you find a flashlight in the corner. Cool. Yeah, I know. It's always in the mirror, I guess. I still think it's horrifying that there's like what look like fingernail marks all around the tub. Ugh. Bathtub's filthy. We'll need more than just a little elbow grease to get these stains out. Hmm? You notice a note underneath the bathtub. May 4th, 1794. This notice shall serve as a summons to the Zakopan courthouse. You are being accused of the following crimes: public disturbance, foul language and demeanor, refusal to testify at previous court cases, refusal to agree to a search warrant of property. Your hearing is scheduled for October 20th. Failure to attend it will result in your immediate arrest and penalties up to hanging. Sincerely, Judge Conchaclius. This is 1794. You take the court summons letter with you. What? Oh. Someone forgot to restock the toilet paper. Beyond disgusting. This is truly the scariest thing you've ever seen. Really. With your interest waning, you decide to leave the bathroom. Time to surprise the others. You take out a cutlet of meat and begin cooking it in the oven. Yeah, I know. You cooked meat. Where did you get that? You ignore Karen's question. What's that smell? Gregor finally gets off the couch. Where did you? The three are looking at you, salivating. You take the charred meat out from the oven, cutting it into smaller cutlets. They immediately grab some of the plate, chewing ferociously. Do you have any more of this? You explain how the meat is stored securely, hidden so you can ration better this time. I understand. Thank you. Anatoly. There he goes. Anatoly runs to the bathroom, puking in the toilet. You can hear him sobbing for a few minutes. This taste is... Gregor wanders off. Anatoly returns, looking choked up. I left you some of the meat. Don't fight this, Anatoly. Anatoly takes a cutlet from the plate, turning his back to the group as he devours it. You can hear him crying. Finally, my focus is coming back. Going to read some of those books. Keep them occupied, okay? Karin leaves you with the men. Who do you want to talk to? Now, here's the thing. We could talk to them. Like, Anatoly, it kind of implied like getting like our relations up. But what if we don't? What if we don't want to? Because it kind of goes against everything that we do. So I kind of want to see what happens if I just avoid it. You ignore Karen's request to keep them occupied. You'll be busy soon enough in the basement. Let it play out. Hours pass. The meal gave everyone the perseverance to keep going, and there's the face in the desk thing. The hunger is now permanent. The hunger is now permanent within them. Yeah, so like we're literally corrupting them. They're fine now, but soon they'll be begging for more. We've waited long enough. What's for dinner? You calmly explain that you want the ration meat better this time, and there will be no dinner. Fine. I understand. I guess I'd rather eat tomorrow than more today. No arguments? Perfect. Everyone decides to call it an early night. You fall asleep instantly tonight. Yeah, so now we've like embraced the monster. You have a strange dream. The river seems to be on fire, glowing eerily in the early morning light. A man on horseback is staring at you from the other side, blowing his nose into a handkerchief. The rickety bridge is the only way to reach him, so you decide to start crossing it. The bridge immediately sinks with your weight, causing the rotting of wood the wood of the posts to crack. The wind pushes the bridge from side to side, fraying ropes creaking with each gust. As you reach the center, the man on horseback smiles at you. Raising his hand with a handkerchief, he brings it down in a violent motion, causing the bridge to disappear beneath your feet. As you fall into the river of flame, you see the man on horseback galloping away. You wake in a cold sweat. A9. You wake up to see Gregor looking out the window. He turns to you, not smiling. Take a look out the window. Do you notice anything? Alright, where's the form? Usually there's someone hiding out here in the backdrop somewhere. The floodwaters have receded a little bit, but everyone is still bound to the cabin. The trail used to be completely visible. It's gone now. Oh. Good morning, big guy. I think I should have another piece of meat for breakfast. It's what she would have wanted. I think he's right. Please bring us some more of that meat. You grab some of the meat from your secret hiding place. You cut it into squares, adding it to the boiling cauldron of water. Oh, hi, Anatoly. It tastes bland without any seasoning, but you need to serve it up right away. What's taking so long? Boil it faster! It's almost done. Patience. It's finally finished. You serve the meat in bowls. Gregor drinks the broth first before swallowing the chunks whole, like a duck does when eating bread. Anatoly creates ripples in the broth using a spoon. He isn't eating. I'm sorry about earlier, everyone. I don't know what overtook me. Right. Anatoly begins to weep. You look over at Karin. You didn't notice her even start to eat. There's just an empty bowl now. Karin starting right at you. How much more meat is left? You explain how most of it has gone bad. This is the last of it. How could you be so careless again? You remember Karen's knife. You need to think fast. What the hell are we supposed to do now? Wait around again? This storm isn't ending. You clear your throat. Anatoly? Yes? I think tomorrow you should look for Mariah. Or forage for plants outside. I think you should go tomorrow, little guy. Nobody else can identify edible plants like you. Please, Anatoly. You can swim back after a few hours. Burger's right, Anatoly. Maybe you'll find Mariah out there. I think Mariah's fine by herself. He still hasn't accepted what happened yet. She doesn't need anyone's help. But we need your help, Anatoly. That's right, Anatoly. Please help us. Let me sleep on it. Okay? No problem, little guy. Huh. So it seems like, I wonder if, like, it seems like in the past, maybe what we are, whatever entity we are, has taken up, like an apprentice. Because that's kind of like the vibe I got from the Chompette story, was that they went to go look for their friend, but their friend was, like, there and had already been, like, eating meat with us, with us, and, like, helped us with the whole process before they also were, you know, eaten. Everyone shuffles off to their rooms, reading books and knitting to pass the time. You go to bed ravenous. Mariah. Something is approaching. Time to wake up. You ask Potato where the Chompettes are. Cabbage, onion, raspberry, and bread. They've moved on. Just us now. The way it always should have been. Interesting. Your mind finally manages to forget everything that happened. You fall into sleep again, still ravenous. Interesting. Interesting. You have a strange dream. You're walking down the steps when you trip and fall. You snap every bone on the way down, landing in the basement as a writhing pile of flesh and bones. The whispers surrounding you, their laughter ringing in your ears. You wake up in a cold sweat. Something smells terrible in the living room. Anatoly puked in one of the corners. You leave it there so the others will question his fortitude. That's how we cleaned it up. Good morning. Good morning, little guy. Well, Anatoly, what's your decision? I barely slept last night. Your whispers came through one of the holes in the floor. She kept telling me to come outside. We don't want to rush you, but one of us puked last night. So that's what that smell was? Anatoly's playing dumb for the group. Anatoly, my patience is weighing thin. You have 1 hour to make a decision. What? Why so quickly? Because I'm not waiting any longer. You can see the glint of Karen's knife under her dress. Best watch out for that knife. The group dispenses. Tensions seem to be rising. You have 1 hour to kill. What do you want to do? I can converse with them, but again, talk with none of them. We just gotta bide our time. They'll all eventually end up down there. Not you, though. Anatoly, you okay, little guy? Anatoly looks pale, like he's gonna pass out. Anatoly, have you made a decision? Yes. I'll help you all out. I promise. Thank you, Anatoly. Big tears roll down Gregor's cheeks. I'll miss you, big guy. I'll miss you, little guy. There definitely wasn't like the crashing thunder last time.
Thank you, Anatoly. I know this wasn't easy, but it's for the best. Karin? Yes?
Gregor looks at you expectantly.
Did you want to say anything, Anatoly?
You say nothing.
Goodbye, Anatoly.
Goodbye, everyone.
Good luck, little guy.
Anatoly's left the cabin.
See you soon, little guy.
I guess all we can do now is wait. Good night.
Karin goes to the bedroom to sleep.
I didn't tell him the truth.
Gregor's getting choked up.
I didn't tell him. Missing him already.
Gregor curls up on the couch for the night, turning his back to you. We have work to do. You shut your eyes quickly, falling asleep. You hear a scraping from the floor.
The red-haired woman won't let him live, will she? Too ravenous at this point. The more she consumes, the stronger she gets. At what cost? Sometimes staying silent works better. Just walk away, pretend you're innocent later.
What a terrible perspective Potato has provided. Chompets never would have listened to this crap. You fall asleep thinking about what Potato told you. I wonder if he's trying to groom Karin to be a replacement for us, though. You have a strange dream. It's lying on the table in front of you. You take off the glasses first, practically cracked. Set them down next to the workbench. Working the saw, you wrap the cuts in an old newspaper. Some of it gets soggy immediately, so you begin drying the cuts with towel before wrapping. Much better. You hear something approaching, so you clench your fist and get ready to strike whatever's coming for you. You wake in a cold sweat. And it has a whole nother flavor to it now that we know exactly what's going on. You wake in a completely different place. Did you sleepwalk or you found some meat? Everybody's still asleep. This would be a nice surprise after yesterday's events. You decide to cook breakfast for everyone, cutting each slice fairly thin. You brown each side in the oven. The smell is unique. Karin runs into the kitchen.
What is that smell? Give it to me. Now.
You don't argue. Karin grabs a cutlet, burning her hands before bringing it to her mouth.
Ah!
She hungrily devours it, barely chewing. She grabs another cutlet off the plate and eats it. You thought she was concerned with rationing. Gregor wakes up from the couch and heads into the kitchen.
Oh God. Already?
Gregor looks conflicted, but he succumbs to the hunger. They always do. Gregor eats his food in bites, carefully grabbing a second cutlet. The tears start streaming down his face, but he doesn't make a sound. You join them in the meal, quickly consuming the meat on the table.
I can think straight again. We'll be out of here in no time. No need to ration anything now.
Karin is sounding more determined than before.
I'm going to lie down on the couch. Try to keep this food down.
Gregor claws back onto the couch, turning his back to you. Karin leans in to whisper.
Glad Mariah and Anatoly are gone. They were stopping us from bonding properly. How did you get so good at it?
You tell Karin.
After one bite, just made me feel whole again. Even with the nightmares, it's worth it. I took a few nights, but I fought back, and now it's all I can think about. I read the book in necropsy. The text is ancient, but the diagrams are beautifully drawn. Very descriptive. How many years did it take you to perfect the craft?
You tell her.
Yeah, right.
It's like, oh, it's been literally hundreds of years.
I used to tell Mariah that you weren't funny, but that's not true. Sorry about that. You've grown on me.
Karin pauses, deep in thought.
You know Gregor can't swim, right? He'd be the next to leave, but he doesn't stand a chance outside. They always seem to come back, right? In one way or another. Why wait for him to come back?
Karin hands you a vial of liquid.
I think you know what needs to be done. This is a strong anesthetic. Don't ask me how I found it. I wanted you to slip this into Gregor's mug tonight. This is for the best. He won't feel any pain until he wakes up. All you have to do is stand back and let me work on him.
This request is beyond extreme.
Will you do this for me?
Why don't you do it?
I need to psych myself up for what's next. This is my first time, and I want it to be perfect. Okay.
I just said nothing. You leave Karin alone in the kitchen, crawling into bed and falling asleep instantly.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
Oh boy. Ah, that's really creepy. Ugh.
You are having a nightmare. Gregor is waiting for you.
She's turned into a monster. You get out of bed and follow Karin to the couch. Oh. Oh boy. Uh-huh. Gregor. Hi, Karin.
I think he's trying to speak. What is it, Gregor?
You tell Karin that Gregor has died.
He hasn't spoiled yet. Let me show you the rest of him.
Karin shuffles over to the basement door, opening the lock with the knife. That definitely didn't happen last time.
Why wait until she's in the basement? Take back the knife and end her life.
You explain how difficult it's going to get the blood out of the wood.
Your laziness is unbelievable. The minute those four entered the cabin, you should have killed all of them. You've gotten soft. You nursed a weekend butcher back to health. What if she ends up killing you now? I brought you the key. When she goes downstairs, lock the door behind her with the deadbolt. Then let her rot.
Karin, potato. Might have made a great ally in another life.
You need to stop her before it's too late.
You walk over to the basement door. Where's Karin?
When are you fixing this hole?
You can feel her breathing coming through the crack in the door. You lock the basement door.
What the hell are you doing?
Goodbye, Karin. She slips into the darkness. Oh yeah, she's not gone. You climb onto the couch to rest, waiting for the basement noises to be silent. All right. I'm gonna save real quick. I should have saved before, but we're gonna save now. Mariah was correct. It's freezing over here. The frigid air swirls visibly in front of you. The basement noises have completely stopped. What do you want to do? Let's eat a meal. Uh-oh. You have a quick lunch at the table. You escaped. You wake in a cold sweat.
Wake up, sleepyhead.
Hi. Hi. Hello.
You're having a nightmare. Oh, wow.
Sheets are completely soaked.
Are you wetting the bed?
You feel underneath you. Gross. You must have broken a fever because the sweat is everywhere.
Don't worry, we can wash them in the basement. I just unlocked the door and we'll make a day of it.
You're not that slow with laundry.
Come with me. I have something to show you.
You cautiously get up, following Karin out of the bedroom. Oh boy. The basement door was already open.
I'm hungry. Let's get something from the basement.
You feel the cold presence of Karin behind you.
Goodbye.
She's gonna push it. Stop! Grab onto the railing! You do so, feeling a slight push on your back. You feel the presence leave. That was a close one. Karin will try everything in her power to kill you. Tread cautiously downstairs. Why are you helping me, Potato? Because I pity what you've become. You work your way down to the bottom of the stairs.
Puff your knees.
Something is approaching. Hey, Karin. Oh, Mariah.
Can you hear me? I've been down here the entire time. It's so good to see you again. There's plenty of bread down here. Why aren't you saying anything? I'll never forgive you for what you did. You put Anatoly through hell. You desecrated my corpse. You gave them that disgusting hunger. All of that is water under the bridge now. Anatoly's down here. Come have some bread with us.
They always try things like this. Their anger, concentrated near their grave, leads to tricks and traps. You're not falling for this one.
Aren't you listening to me? There's bread down here, loaves of it. Fine, I won't stop you from finding the others down here. One piece of advice: beware of Karin. She's ill beyond repair. Gregor will try to talk you out of reaching the room. Anatoly will try to talk you into leaving the cabin. And Karin will rip the flesh from your bones. We'll talk again.
I'm sure we will, Mariah. You feel Mariah leaving the staircase. You go deeper into the abyss. The walls down here, they're dirt and soot. Something is approaching. Oh, hi. I'm glad I found you. The rain outside has stopped. Did you hear the knocking? Another trap. Everyone's upstairs and wants to leave. Mariah was worried sick about you. You tell Gregor about speaking with Mariah. Guess I can't lie to you, huh? You just stood there while Karin took my limbs, doing nothing. Are you frightened by her? If you won't come downstairs with me, please turn on the light when you reach the room. I want to see the look on your face when that light bulb turns on. Can you do that for me? You nod. Thank you. Thanks for letting me lick the bowls clean. That was enough to keep him at bay. We'll meet again soon. Beware, Karin. Should always beware, Karin. You feel Gregor leaving the staircase. You descend deeper into the abyss. Like, it's like literal hell. We're just descending straight to hell. The air pressure down here feels greater. You're getting closer to Karin with each step. Something is approaching. Now, is this going to be the jump scare like last time, or is this going to be Anatoly?
Oh, thought you'd still be fending off that glutton Gregor right now.
You tell Anatoly about meeting with Gregor.
Oh, I was going to try and see if you wanted to pick onions with me.
You shake your head.
Guess there's no fooling you, huh? You survived this long, and now you'll need to fend off Karin. I can't tell if I'd rather have you or her sticking around down here.
You ask Anatoly where Karin is.
Oh, she's just below us, waiting to devour you.
Karin's been practicing on her, butchering again.
Maybe she'll start with your arms. Down here, the whispers have told me about you. I can't even believe some of the things you've done.
Worse than any war crime. So many whispers about these sorts of things. So many whispers down here. It ends at the bottom. Karin might be alive down here, but you won't be. See you again soon. I have a feeling we're gonna fight again, and I don't think it's gonna be as kind as last time, so I'm going to see if I can pull this off. You feel Anatoly leaving the staircase. You grit your teeth and keep going. Your feet finally hit the solid ground of the basement. Something doesn't feel right.
Look behind you.
You feel around the walls blindly to locate the light switch. Found you. Karen's grown stronger than you as of late. Consuming her friends has imbued her with a rage. She's lost in the abyss, and nothing but death can end this madness. I hope you've prepared for what comes next. You can feel something creeping up in front of you.
Hello!
What cabbage? Cabbage, what are you?
Cabbage! Cabbage!
It took us forever to move the rubble you put in the mouse holes. Come, jump it!
Hell!
Come out! Never fear, Onion is here. Like my cousin Cornbread says, I'll rise to the occasion.
Raspberry!
Sometimes Mary Raspberry. What lie did you tell them, Potato? That you had moved on. Will you let us go? You shake your head. Someday, maybe. Tuppets!
Cabbage! Cabbage!
We can't allow Karin to take over the cabin.
Bye-bye.
She's much worse than you, Stinky.
Did you see what she did to Gregor? Unhinged.
She's a cut above you right now. You don't need our help with this. Just remember what she's done. Channel that anger. She's just like Potato now, right? I'm still here, Cabbage. And as punishment for earlier, we're locking you in the room again, Potato. No Choppette trial needed. You got company down here, Potato.
Oh.
What if I should hide the key? That's enough. No need to twist the knife. Good luck. Choppettes, let's help out. The Chompettes get in position behind you, ready for what's next. You feel around the wall blindly and locate the light switch.
Found you.
Hi, Karin. Let's end this. All right, saving. I don't want to die. Oh. No minigame? Okay. Hi, Karin.
Didn't think you still had it in you. Good job.
Potato seems to be at ease.
Give me back my knife.
You hand Potato the knife. Finally. Looting it from my corpse and hiding it in a drawer. Murder and theft in one day. Thank you for giving it back to me. You must be hungry after that encounter. But why consume their rotting corpses? Fresher has always been better. Plenty of sweet morsels out there in the world. It's time you leave this cabin and bring the food back here. No whispers outside, just chirping birds in the wind. Come, let us feast on all of them. We'll outlive him. Him? Who's him? Armed with Potato's knife and a new mindset, you finally leave the cabin. The memory of the Chompettes fades in time. Only Potato guides your actions now. You roam from village to village, slaying all that try to end your reign of terror. You boil and cook companions, families, and friends. Your actions can never be cleansed from the earth. You bring a storm to every town. We literally become a scourge. Years later. Interesting. Thankfully, nobody broke into it while you were away. The cabin looks untouched, everything exactly where you left it. You wait for the familiar sounds of the trumpets. Nothing. They must be busy. You decide to read the note they pinned on the wall. Dearest, the name is smudged out. I know you're still upset about Ivan. I'm asking the impossible, but please forgive me and let's end this madness. We're different. To lose track of time. To let feuds rot inside us, undying, while the rest of the world moves on. This isn't the healthy. Took me ages to learn this. I'm asking you, please, to let this one die. Sincerely, the name is illegible. Reading this note used to make you smile. But now, you grip your knife, getting ready for the journey ahead. You'll eat well soon. Okay. Hello, friends. Yeah. Goodbye, I guess. Cooking companions. Waving goodbye. Here we are again. Alright. I'm gonna poke around, see if there's more that I can do, but we might actually be at the end here. So give me a second to kind of just peruse a bit. Yeah. I can't find anything else that I could do besides like some cleanup. Like I can like go maybe do like another playthrough of the main game and go see the heart events for other characters, and also I can get some more recipes from the chompettes. But beyond that, I don't think there's really much else to display. So I'd say if there are any other mysteries, we're gonna go ahead and leave them to you and everyone else on the internet. We've probably done this a long time ago, but still, it was quite a journey. I've really enjoyed this series so far. It was really interesting. It's definitely a passion project, and part of me almost wonders like why it has so many endings. Like I said, like what if it was a game jam, and that first ending is just the canon ending, where you fight off Karin, but then they came back and added more content later, especially when it started getting more popular and everything. That could explain why it has so many like end credits, like dupes or whatever. It's more about like they expanded on the lore a lot along the way, and I'm just kind of picking it up way after they've done all that, so it all just kind of seems all jumbled. But still, very, very good. Wonderful tone shifting. It has a great atmosphere and ability to just kind of capture like the essence of what makes it kind of freaky, and like telling an interesting story. So yeah, like I'm guessing that there's a lot more like cultural lore that I'm missing, because it builds itself very reminiscent of like stories that we like. I grew up hearing things about Wendigos, which is kind of like the North American version of cannibalistic cultural like influence. Like Wendigos were demons that consume the flesh of people. And no, I'm gonna have the happy music for this outro. So I'm wondering if that it's a similar kind of boogeyman story just from Scandinavia, or if it's entirely something different. Like I also was kind of toying with the idea that maybe we were supposed to be the Baba Yaga, like that like child-eating witch that flies around in a cauldron, or no, a mortar and pestle, not a cauldron, and has like the house that like can get up and walk around on chicken legs and all that. You know, like that's kind of where I thought this was going, but it doesn't really seem to match that lore entirely. Little bits and pieces seem to, but not that. The other thing I also found interesting is we have so many of these memories that we get while we're in the game that seem to like be hearkening to these like times where people tried to kill us. Now, what that made me wonder is, so Potato, his knife, and the Potato, it almost made me wonder, like, what if the Chompettes got captured
by the guy. Remember how they thought their friend had gone missing? What if their friend had actually killed whatever the creature was? Because you know how Karin had become this new creature essentially. She was being twisted by the hunger. What if that's what happened to their friend? The whatever was living in the cabin at the time was twisting their friend, and their friend ended up joining on eating them. But then he ended up overcoming whatever the creature was that was already in the cabin, and became the new monster. And so Potato is the old monster that we killed. That's why we had his knife, and also why Potato was so invested in us following through, because we're his legacy. And then maybe what all those other flashbacks are essentially fragments of the previous iterations of this monster. That this entity is almost like a inheritance. The knowledge and the twisting and the hunger is something that's beyond just human expression, and it kind of just flows from perpetrator to perpetrator, and thus gives this timelessness to something that might normally not be timeless. And so essentially what we were doing is crafting Karin as a successor, but decided that we weren't done yet. And so we ended up finishing her off and continuing our tirade. So yeah, I think that's really interesting. Normally I do a wrap party, but I honestly don't know if there's going to be enough material to really wrap this party up with, besides what I'm talking about here. So I think what we're going to probably do is maybe not do a wrap party for this one, just because I feel like I accidentally, I think, explored almost everything in the game. And I don't know if there's much else to talk about. I guess I could see the Matt Pat stuff and talk about my things on that. Maybe that, okay. I've changed my mind live. I'll do a wrap party next Friday evening. We'll do a brief live stream. It'll probably be pretty short. But I'm gonna go and watch the game theory stuff about this and compare it with my own experience, and then I'll just kind of talk about it. Maybe I'll come to my own conclusions. It'll be pretty short, but keep in mind also that we are shifting gears now. So patrons, this is now your opportunity. We're going to be changing the game we play for the Friday slot, but it's no longer going to be the restricted slot. It's actually going to be the wide open, do whatever you want slot. I'd highly recommend we don't try and squeeze a series that's already been slated for what we plan to do. So like I said, I've already got Hirashi and Umineko on heading up. We've already got if we're currently doing rewrite, but I'd say anything else is on the table. I'd love to know, leave your comments, especially in our Discord group if you're a patron, or contact me through Patreon if you want something to be kind of bumped up the list. Otherwise, I'll probably cultivate a brief list, maybe of 3 choices, but of commonly requested games. And then the patrons will have the opportunity to vote and decide what the next series is going to be. So just food for thought. I'm considering it might be time for us to try Chaos Head, Chaos Child. Maybe you can spearhead that and get that going right away. Maybe we've had a lot of Baldur's Sky. We can't cover more than the first ending of Baldur's Sky, but I know a lot of you have been really excited about it, so that might be another option. Could be something completely different. It's really up to you, patrons. I'm gonna pretty much take the reins off. If I hear from you, I'll probably put forward what you recommend, or at least the top 3 I can see that you recommend. If you guys don't have any particular views, I'll just go with what the general channel has recommended. But just keep in mind, you get to choose, and you get to choose from a much bigger selection than what we have in the past. And Wednesdays are going to become more Sorry, I just thought I was hearing something. That was weird. Anyway, maybe this game's getting to me. So, all said and done, you guys get to choose. Thank you for your support, patrons. I'm excited to see what content you're going to bring to the game, bring for the next game. So keep that in mind. I'll be listening for your input for the next week, and I'll put up a poll probably after we do the rap party next Friday. So we'll keep that all together. But yep, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I certainly did. I'm excited to see what we jump into next time. So until the next video, watching me up and see me in next. I'll see you there.